Renter-friendly upgrades that look like a renovation. Now, if you've ever scrolled through home renovation videos and thought, well, that's cute, I would definitely do that, but I rent, then this video is for you. Because here's the solid, stone cold truth. Some of the biggest visual upgrades in a home have nothing to do with permanent renovation. They're things that you can do, undo, and take with you when you move. And done right, people will swear your space has been renovated. Today, I'm walking through my favorite renter-friendly upgrades. The ones that genuinely make the biggest differences for the least amount of risk. Let's get into it, but before we do, welcome back to Home Decor 101, your YouTube home decor channel. So my first tip is peel and stick everything. First up, this is the one thing that has come so far in the last few years. Peel and stick materials. I swear by this, you guys. And if you think it's just wallpaper, trust me, you're wrong. But where better to start than peel and stick wallpaper? It's the obvious one, and it's come a long way. The quality now is genuinely impressive. You can get textured grass cloth looks, marble looks, even hand-painted mural styles. And the best part about it, they are all removable. An accent wall in a bedroom or behind a console table can completely transform a room. But the one that people don't talk about enough is peel and stick tile, especially for backsplashes. I did this in my own kitchen, and I was honestly nervous that it would look cheap or plastic. Spoiler alert, it did not. It looked like a real tile backsplash, and it took an afternoon with no grout, no mess, and no tools. But don't stop there. There's also peel and stick tiles for your floor. But we are about to take it to Mars because a lot of people don't know the peel and stick trim and molding, which we talked about in the built-ins video as well. But it deserves a mention here too. Adding trim around doorways, on walls, or along ceilings instantly adds that this was designed, not just lived in feeling, darling. And it comes off clean when you move. You can even create board and batten or wainscoting. I mean, the possibilities are endless. The next tip would be to swap the hardware. And I know it sounds daunting, but trust me, watch a couple of YouTube videos, you got this. And this tip is so simple, it almost feels too easy. And so when I'm talking about the hardware, we can start with cabinet and drawer pulls in the kitchen and bathroom. If your rental has the standard builder grade knobs, swapping them for brass, matte black, or anything with a little more character, razzle dazzle, just changes the entire feel of the room. Now keep the old ones in a labeled bag, and when you move out, just swap them back. It takes 20 minutes. Now, one thing I've told clients, just take a pictures of the knobs as they are when you moved in. Put your new knobs and like whatever you purchase on there, take a picture, send it to your landlord. A lot of times, if you don't feel like swapping them back, the landlord will happily keep your upgrades that you made because that's just less money they have to spend and it really looks better. Do that if you don't care about taking the knobs with you, just to make it a little easier for yourself. Now also door handles and hinges if you must. Same idea, a few coordinated finishes throughout your space creates that intentional, cohesive feeling that says this was design, it's not just what came with the apartment. Also, here's one that a lot of people forget. Don't forget light switch and outlet covers. A lot of times a landlord will come through and paint the space so it's nice and crisp and vibrant, but they always leave the ugly plates and it's that yellowish look. Ugh, I hate it. This is such a small detail, but builder grade plastic covers can make a freshly painted wall look cheap and unfinished. Swapping to a matching metal or color matched cover is inexpensive and makes everything look more finished and more intentional and considered. Lighting changes everything. Now, if I had to pick one category that makes the biggest difference in how done a space feels, it's lighting. And the good news is, most lighting upgrades are completely renter friendly. We will start off by talking about plug-in wall sconces, and this is honestly a bit of a secret weapon. They look like hardwired fixtures, but they just plug into a regular outlet. You can run the cord along the wall using cord covers that match your wall color. Now, I've used these flanking a bed or on either side of a mirror, and people genuinely think that they're hardwired. Now, you can also swap out your ceiling light fixture. It's more doable than people think. Most apartment leases allow this as long as you keep the original fixture to put back. A boob light, if you guys know what that is, I'll put the picture up. They are super common. But a boob light swapped for something with more character is one of the most dramatic upgrades that you can make, and it usually takes less than an hour to switch out. But also don't underestimate layered lamp lighting. So table lamps, floor lamps, even small plug-in picture lights for artwork. Good lighting design alone can make a space feel like it was professionally styled. So next up, let's talk about window treatments. This one might be my favorite tip in the entire video, and it cost almost nothing beyond curtains that you were gonna buy anyway. So the tip is this: hang your curtain rod higher and wider than the window itself. Like, hang it closer to the ceiling and extend several inches beyond on each side of the window frame. Now here's why this works. It tricks the eye into thinking the window is bigger and the ceilings are taller than they actually are. It is genuinely one of the most transformative, nearly free changes that you can make to a room. So you're going to pair that with floor length curtains, ideally ones that just graze or slightly puddle on the floor, and the whole room instantly feels more elevated and intentional. This single change can make a builder grade rental room look like it belongs in a magazine. Number 5, removable wall moldings and wainscoting. Now, we touched on this in the built-ins video, but it deserves its own spotlight here because it's the upgrade that most says renovation without there being one. Now, picture frame molding, those simple rectangular trim outlines applied directly to a wall, instantly adds architectural detail to a plain space. There are peel and stick versions now that go up with adhesive strips and come down super clean. But also, I don't know if you all have seen this, there is a such thing as wainscoting panels. The lower wall paneling look also come in lightweight, removable versions that can be installed with adhesive rather than nails. I'll be honest, when I first saw these peel and stick molding options, I assumed that they were going to look really tacky and fake in person. But spoiler alert, they don't. Number 6, bathroom and kitchen quick wins. Now, kitchens and bathrooms feel the most permanent in a rental. Because there's not so much that you can do without doing the big stuff. So people usually don't touch it. But there's actually a lot that you can do in there. A new shower head, specifically a rain shower head, is a cheap swap that makes a bathroom feel instantly more luxurious, darling. Keep the old one in a drawer and just switch it back when you move out. Listen, I have switched these out myself, and the first one I was so nervous about, and then I got it done and I was like, is this it? Was this all it took? They're so easy to do. And we're talking about switching the shower head, but you can also switch the faucet in the kitchen and bathroom. Very doable in most rentals as long as you keep the original. Now, a matte black or brass faucet against builder grade chrome everything else is a small change with a big visual impact. And number 7, last but not least, tie it all together with styling. Finally, all of these upgrades work best when they're tied together with some good old-fashioned styling. This is the part that costs the least but matters the most. So of course, my first tip is to layer your textiles, your throws, your pillows, your rugs. That's going to add a lot of warmth and texture. Hang your art at eye level. And don't be afraid to lean those larger pieces against the wall rather than trying to hang everything. It looks very trendy and cool. And honestly, it's just easier. That's why people do it. Now also add some plants for life and color. And keep your color palette consistent across rooms so the whole space feels like one cohesive home rather than a collection of separate rooms. You know what's crazy? I found the space people compliment the most aren't the ones with the most expensive single item. They're the ones where everything feels like it was just chosen piece by piece specifically for that room. And that is something that you can absolutely do in a rental. And there you have it, renter-friendly upgrades that genuinely look like a renovation. From peel and stick everything to lighting swaps to curtain tricks that I will recommend until the end of time. The best part about all of this is that every single one of these upgrades is reversible, which means there's basically zero risk in trying them. Worst case scenario, you hate it and you put things back the way they were. Best case, your space looks completely new and transformed. So I've linked my favorite products for each of these upgrades in the description box below. So if this was helpful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I've got more videos like this coming soon. Check out this video on how I took a designer room and recreated it using only pieces from Amazon. It's really cool and it saved me a ton of money. See you in the next one. Bye guys.